This is CNN Breaking News.
Good evening, I'm Vincent. Breaking news today as temperatures plummet to unprecedented lows within the Arctic Circle. This sudden drop in temperatures has far-reaching implications for the region and beyond. Let's go live to our correspondent Ryan, who is reporting from Reykjavik, Iceland.
Thank you, Vincent. I'm here in Reykjavik, where an extraordinary event is unfolding in the Arctic Circle. Temperatures have plunged dramatically, raising concerns among scientists and experts.
Ryan, can you tell us more about the extent of this temperature drop and its potential consequences?
Absolutely. The temperature drop in the Arctic Circle is very concerning. We're witnessing record-breaking lows, with some areas experiencing decreases of up to -60 or even as high as -70 degrees Celsius. This abrupt change is raising alarms because of its potential impacts on various fronts.
What are some of the key concerns associated with this temperature drop?
One major concern is the impact on the Arctic's fragile ecosystem. The expansion of sea ice due to the colder temperatures can disrupt the habitat and feeding patterns of Arctic wildlife, such as polar bears, seals, and migratory birds. Additionally, indigenous communities that rely on these ecosystems for their traditional livelihoods are likely to face challenges.
How might this temperature drop affect global weather patterns?
The Arctic plays a vital role in global weather patterns, and changes in its temperature can have ripple effects around the world. Colder air masses originating from the Arctic can interact with warmer air from lower latitudes, potentially leading to more extreme weather events in other regions. This could result in intensified storms, colder snaps, and altered precipitation patterns.
Has there been any indication of the potential causes behind this temperature drop?
Scientists are currently studying the possible factors contributing to this event. Some suggest that natural climate variability could be at play, while others are exploring whether it could be linked to broader climate change dynamics. It's important to note that while the Arctic is experiencing this temperature drop, the overall trend of global warming remains a significant concern.
Thank you, Ryan. We'll continue to monitor this situation closely and provide updates as new information becomes available. That was Ryan Hill reporting live from Reykjavik, Iceland on the historic drop in temperatures in the Arctic Circle.
This is a severe weather alert that has been issued for the entire state of Alaska. This alert has been issued at the request of the National Weather Service and United States government on the 11th of November 2028 at 12:28 p.m. Please may we have your immediate attention. Residents within northern Alaska are required to evacuate to the southeast immediately as temperatures have begun to drop to dangerously low levels. A recent test conducted by the U.S. Department of Meteorology has confirmed that areas closest to the Arctic Circle are beginning to experience temperatures that have never been felt before. If you reside anywhere within the areas of Prudhoe Bay, Alpine, Nuiqsut, Utqiagvik, Atkasuk, Wainwright, Point Lay, Sagwagon, Koktavik, or anywhere else north of the line shown, you must move as far south as possible. Areas such as Anchorage and Fairbanks will be providing emergency evacuation via aircraft or by ship. Residents will be evacuated to the states of Washington, Oregon, Idaho, California, Hawaii, and Montana. From there, refugee camps and public shelters will be established for evacuees. It is unknown how long you will remain within the shelters, but each resident will be compensated at least $10,000 from the United States government for following emergency evacuation orders. As for residents within Anchorage and Fairbanks and for the rest of South Alaska, you must also make plans to prepare to evacuate. This is because the temperature drop has been spreading southwards. We are recording extreme temperatures that go as low as -40 degrees. If you are experiencing temperature as low as this, do not waste time packing up and evacuate immediately. A public curfew will be enforced for the citizens of Alaska from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. This curfew will affect all jobs and businesses except for emergency services. This curfew has been put in place to avoid exposing yourself to dangerously low temperatures. Already, temperatures within Anchorage have exceeded lower than -20 degrees at night, which could be potentially life-threatening if you are not wearing proper clothing. As well as that, the roads will be very icy, which can cause a risk to the safety and well-being of residents. If you are driving too fast, you may lose control and injure not only yourself but other people as well. All educational centers such as schools and universities will be closed for the time being until conditions get better. It is simply not practical for students to learn under such difficult conditions. We are also expecting that power cuts will be possible. This is due to heavy snowfall and frequent blizzards creating stress on transformers and power lines. If power does turn off within your area of residence, do not panic and listen to the following instructions. If you have a fireplace or candles, light them up in order to not only provide warmth but also lighting as well. Torches may work but do not generate enough heat to keep you warm. Make sure that alternative heating sources are available that you can use. Wear more than 3 layers of warm clothing, including a jacket, a hoodie, a woolen jacket, a scarf, or even a beanie. These items will keep you well insulated and will protect you against the cold. If you feel that your body cannot withstand the temperatures, do not hesitate to contact local emergency services or request immediate assistance. When sleeping, make sure to use a maximum of 3 blankets when sleeping, and if optional, use a sleeping bag as well. At night, it will be extremely cold, and you may face dangerous or even fatal consequences if you do not wear proper clothing when going to sleep. Make sure to keep you and your loved ones well insulated against the cold. Once the U.S. government have evacuated residents within northern Alaska, evacuations will also begin taking place in South Alaska. Make sure to pack an emergency kit that includes flashlights, food, water, a battery-powered radio, a first aid kit, a ski mask, ski goggles, warm layers of clothing, a sleeping bag, and if optional, a blanket. If you need to make a sudden evacuation from your area of residence, an emergency evacuation kit will be found as useful. Only take pets if you know you have space for them. If you do not have room to bring your pet with you, you must leave them behind. This alert will remain in effect until further notice. Stay calm, remain indoors, and take necessary precautions to protect yourself and your loved ones. More updates and information will be provided as the situation unfolds.
Attention! This is not a test. This is an emergency alert regarding a severe freeze impacting the country in North Canada that has been issued by the Canadian government and the Canadian Department of Meteorology. Extreme cold temperatures and hazardous conditions pose significant risks to public safety. Immediate action and precautionary measures are necessary. Please carefully read and follow the detailed instructions below. A prolonged period of freezing temperatures has settled across northern Canada, resulting in life-threatening conditions. The regions that are currently being affected include Yukon, the Northwest Territories, Nunavut, Quebec, Newfoundland and Labrador, and the Queen Elizabeth Islands. It is imperative that you take the following steps to protect yourself and your loved ones. Find shelter in well-insulated buildings or homes with proper heating. Minimize time spent outside, especially during the coldest periods of the day. If heating in your residence is inadequate or not functioning, seek temporary shelter at designated warming centers or with family and friends who have proper sources of heating. Wear multiple layers of warm clothing, including thermal undergarments, sweaters, and heavy coats. Cover all exposed skin with hats, scarves, gloves, and insulated boots. Only use heating equipment that is in good working condition and intended for indoor use. Ensure proper ventilation to prevent carbon monoxide buildup. Do not use outdoor heating devices, such as grills or generators, indoors, as they pose a significant risk of carbon monoxide poisoning. Refrain from all non-essential travel during this extreme cooling event. If you must travel, use public transportation when available and exercise with caution. Drive only if absolutely necessary and maintain reduced speeds on icy roads. Stay updated on road conditions and follow instructions from local authorities and transportation agencies. It is recommended to drive with a maximum speed of 30 km per hour. Ensure you have an adequate supply of safe drinking water for each member of your household. Stock up on non-perishable food items to sustain your family in case of prolonged power outages or disruptions in services. Follow proper food storage practices and avoid consuming food that may have spoiled due to power failures. In case of a life-threatening emergency, injury, or immediate medical need, call emergency services without delay. If you require non-emergency assistance or information, contact the designated emergency hotline provided by local authorities. Stay tuned to local news sources, radio broadcasts, and official social media channels for the latest updates, emergency instructions, and community resources. Share this information with neighbors, friends, and family to ensure their safety and well-being. Remain vigilant and assist those who may be more vulnerable during this severe cooling period. Adhere to official advisories and prioritize the welfare of your community. Additional updates will be communicated as the situation progresses. Stay safe and support one another during this challenging time. Remember, your safety is of utmost importance. Follow these guidelines and remain indoors whenever possible. We are actively monitoring the situation and working to address the impacts caused by this severe freeze. Further updates will be provided as new information becomes available.
This is not a test. This is an emergency broadcast issued at the request of the Greenlandic authorities at 6:05 p.m. Greenland time. Your life is in imminent danger. Please listen to the announcement. Current observations indicate that temperatures are rapidly decreasing, and extreme cold conditions are expected to persist for an extended period. The situation is unprecedented and requires everyone's attention and cooperation. Please listen to the following instructions in order to protect yourself and your loved ones. It is crucial to stay indoors and limit exposure to the cold. Ensure that your residence is properly insulated and has functioning heating systems. Close all windows and doors to retain heat. Stock up on non-perishable food items that do not require cooking or refrigeration. Ensure an adequate supply of clean water in case of disruptions to water services. Prepare an emergency kit that includes essential supplies, such as flashlights, batteries, a battery-powered radio, a first aid kit, medications, and extra fuel if you rely on generators. Regularly tune into local news stations, radio broadcasts, and official government channels for updates and instructions from authorities. Follow the advice and guidelines provided by emergency services. It is predicted that temperatures may drop to as low as -50°C in a worst-case scenario. If this happens, all life within the area will cease to exist as they will freeze to death instantly. If you ever find yourself in temperatures this low, there is no point in running. It will most likely cover an area more than 100 kilometers. Accept your fate as a human being. Evacuations may begin shortly, in which the Denmark government will escort citizens of Greenland to Denmark and various European countries in local refugee camps. If you do not wish to be evacuated, you will face certain and imminent death. Please do not cause a civil disturbance or put people's lives at risk by hurting others around you. Remain calm and follow instructions given out by local authorities. It is likely that for Greenland citizens who live around North Greenland that ships may be used as a form of evacuation. These ships will also escort citizens to Denmark. This alert remains in effect until further notice. Stay calm, stay indoors, and take necessary precautions to protect yourself and your loved ones. More updates and information will be provided as the situation unfolds.
This is ABC News. We're receiving reports that multiple emergency alerts have been issued within countries closest to the Arctic Circle due to extreme drops in temperatures. Countries including Canada, Russia, Iceland, Greenland, Norway, and even the state of Alaska have issued alerts to their people regarding the temperature drop. This has left many people feeling concerned for the worst, as some temperatures have even dropped to as low as -50°C, which has been proven to be fatal. As well as that, images and footage have surfaced online which shows cities such as Anchorage, Fairbanks, Nuuk, Reykjavik, and other cities near the Arctic Circle experiencing heavy snowfall and covered in ice. While some have stated that the temperature drop is simply because of an extreme winter, others have speculated that a second ice age may be coming. This claim has been supported by evidence of new record low temperatures being recorded near the Arctic Circle each winter. A national state of evacuation has also begun in Canada, Greenland, and the state of Alaska. Residents have been strongly encouraged to evacuate now before it's too late and they suffer fatal consequences. Air travel has also been grounded around these areas, which has left many people with limited options of escape, such as by car, ship, or train. There are also speculations that this drop in temperature or cooling event may spread further south and affect parts of Western Europe, Russia, and the United States.
This is not a test. This is an emergency weather alert issued to all areas of the United Kingdom by the UK Government and Met Office at 5:09 p.m. on the 13th of November 2028. Since this is a life-threatening situation, We ask that everyone is to pay immediate attention to this broadcast, as you may face fatal consequences if you do not. Please may we have your urgent attention. The United Kingdom is experiencing dangerous freezing temperatures. This weather event poses risks to public health, transportation systems, and businesses. It is at your utmost importance to remain vigilant and prioritize safety during this period. Remain indoors as much as possible and take care to bring in pets, livestock, or other pets and animals that you may want to keep inside. If you do not have a space within your house where you can keep your pet or animal, local animal welfare centers will be opening the doors to provide safety and comfort towards your pets. Do not leave your pets outside, as it is very likely that they will freeze to death. Make sure to consistently wear warm layers of clothing. If you plan to go outside, make sure to wear at least 4 layers of clothing, as well as a warm hat, ski goggles, a scarf, and a mask. These temperatures are proven to be extremely dangerous, and you will face certain death if you are exposed to the conditions for more than 12 hours. On the 10th of January 1982, the coldest recorded temperature in the United Kingdom was recorded at an astonishing -26.1 degrees Celsius. It is estimated that during this season, we may be seeing temperatures go even lower than that, with some being as low as -40 degrees Celsius. As of right now, the current recorded temperature in the City of London is -27 degrees Celsius. It is estimated by local meteorologists that by the 20th of November, the daily average temperature will be -35 degrees Celsius. If said predictions are to be confirmed, evacuations will have to be made. From the 14th of November 2028, all public schools and facilities will be closed, as the temperature will be too cold for people to function. Emergency services, however, will still be operational. Just like in Canada, residents will be compensated with money. As well as that, an online learning and working environment will be established similar to that of the COVID-19 lockdowns in 2020. Online classes will be established, as well as online work meetings and working environments. Learn to recognize the signs of hypothermia, including shivering, confusion, drowsiness, and slurred speech. Seek immediate medical attention if you or someone around you exhibits these symptoms. Keep your property well ventilated with air conditioning, heaters, fireplaces, and stoves. Make sure that your area of residence is well insulated, and if it isn't, contact your landlord or your local council to make sure that your home is insulated. Anticipate potential disruptions to transportation systems, including roads, railways, and airports. Stay informed about changes to schedules and plan your journeys accordingly. Make sure to pack emergency kits in a worst-case scenario that power fails within your home, or you need to make a sudden evacuation. Recommended items to pack include 4 layers of clothing for each member of your family. Enough food to last you for a week. Enough water to last you for a week. A battery-powered flashlight in case the power runs out. A battery-powered radio in order to contact with other people around your area or emergency services, proper footwear, and ski equipment if things become severe. Be prepared for possible power outages due to the strain on electrical infrastructure. Keep flashlights, batteries, and alternative heating sources, if available, in case of emergencies. Stay informed through trusted sources. Regularly check official websites, social media accounts, and local news outlets for the latest updates and instructions. This emergency alert message is issued by the Government of the United Kingdom and Met Office. Stay safe and help your community by sharing this information with others.
Emergency alerts have been issued all across the United Kingdom this evening as temperatures plummet to record-breaking lows. An official state of emergency has been declared for the entire country. Residents are strongly encouraged not to leave their homes in case they become exposed to the conditions. Scenes are coming in from various areas such as London, where most roads are covered with ice and even buildings have become frozen with ice. As well as that, airports around the country such as Heathrow Airport have been shut down as air travel no longer is possible. The only way people can travel from the United Kingdom during this time is by boat. The royal family are also being evacuated from Buckingham Palace as the weather may pose as a threat to the welfare of the king. As well as that, the Prime Minister has publicly stated that he will remain within London until the worst has happened. However, it is estimated by experts at Met Office, the British Department of Meteorology, that temperatures may worsen. In the event that they do, nationwide evacuations may commence, with residents in northern parts of the country, such as Scotland, being evacuated first, due to them being the most at risk. In a hypothetical scenario that evacuations do take place, most people may be escorted by ship to more southern parts of the European continent such as Italy, Spain, and Greece. We are also getting word that all public facilities have shut down, including schools, shopping centers, offices, supermarkets, and even convenience stores. However, supermarkets may not be closed immediately as people will need time to stock up before a public lockdown commences. We will keep you updated on this situation. Remember to follow official instructions from the government.
Les météorologues locaux du nord de la France ont averti qu'un grand blizzard se produira quelque part dans les régions de Bretagne et de Normandie. Cela survient après la nouvelle de la chute des températures pour enregistrer des températures basses dans les pays les plus septentrionaux du monde. Déjà, nous voyons arriver des images qui montrent des régions de Bretagne et de Normandie subissant de fortes chutes de neige. Attendez. Nous recevons des informations selon lesquelles une alerte officielle est émise dans tout le pays.
Bonjour. Pouvons-nous s'il vous plaît avoir votre attention immédiate? Ce n'est pas un test. Il s'agit d'une émission d'urgence nationale émise par le gouvernement français et Météo France à 8h32, heure d'Europe centrale, le 14 novembre 2023. Une baisse extrême de la température a commencé à prendre effet dans la majeure partie de l'hémisphère nord. Jusqu'à présent, des pays comme le Canada, le Royaume-Uni, le Groenland, l'Islande, la Norvège, la Suède, l'Irlande, la Russie, la Finlande et l'Alaska ont commencé à connaître des niveaux de température dangereusement bas. Alors que les niveaux de température ne sont peut-être pas encore aussi extrêmes en France, Météo France a prédit qu'un important blizzard touchera le nord de la France dans 12 heures. Ce blizzard devrait durer une semaine et les températures peuvent descendre jusqu'à -50 degrés Celsius. Les résidents qui y sont exposés ne survivront pas plus de 4 heures au froid. C'est pourquoi il est dans l'intérêt du gouvernement français et de la protection civile française qu'une évacuation massive ait lieu. Les zones concernées par la procédure d'évacuation sont la Bretagne, la Normandie, et les Hauts-de-France. Étant donné que cette évacuation implique l'évacuation de 14,3 millions de personnes de la région, il est prévu que des camps de réfugiés soient établis dans des zones du sud de la France ou même sur l'île de Corse. Des abris publics seront également mis en place dans les quartiers de Bordeaux, Nice et Lyon pour accueillir les réfugiés. Sur la base de recherches effectuées par des experts, il est prévu que toute la région nord de la France sera complètement recouverte de plus de 8 mètres de neige d'ici 5 jours. Si vous n'évacuez pas maintenant, vous risquez une mort certaine. Pour les résidents du nord de la France, vous devez préparer un sac contenant des fournitures d'urgence en cas d'évacuation. Les articles recommandés à emporter comprennent une radio à pile, une lampe de poche, de la nourriture, de l'eau, des vêtements appropriés aux conditions telles qu'une veste en laine et au moins 3 à 4 couches de vêtements, des lunettes de ski, un bonnet, des cache-oreilles, une écharpe et un masque. Il a été émis par le gouvernement français qu'aucun résident ne doit quitter son domicile tant qu'il n'est pas escorté par les forces armées françaises. Les unités commenceront à arriver dans les zones touchées dès midi. Les évacuations dureront les 3 prochains jours alors que les soldats français et la protection civile inspecteront chaque maison pour s'assurer que chaque citoyen est en mesure d'évacuer. Il est important de noter que l'évacuation est facultative. Si vous avez un bunker, une famille qui vit dans des zones non affectées ou des moyens d'évasion personnels, vous êtes le bienvenu. Si vous souhaitez rester chez vous et faire face à une mort certaine selon vos propres conditions, vous êtes également autorisé à le faire. Cependant, il est fortement incité à évacuer avec les armées françaises vers des abris publics. Vous pouvez emporter vos effets personnels et vos possessions avec vous lors de l'évacuation tant que cela ne prend pas trop de place. Vous êtes également autorisé à amener vos animaux de compagnie tant que vous avez de la place pour les amener. En ce qui concerne les résidents du sud et du centre de la France, vous devez vous préparer au cas où la même chose vous arriverait. Il est important d'écouter les instructions suivantes. Dans le cas où les températures commenceraient à baisser en France et que des lieux entiers deviendraient temporairement inhabitables, un état d'urgence national serait déclaré pour la France. Les résidents de la majeure partie du centre de la France devront faire des plans. Préparer une trousse d'urgence au cas où le pire se produirait et que des évacuations à plus grande échelle soient effectuées. Déjà, des rapports font état de villes entières en Islande, au Groenland, au Canada et en Alaska complètement gelées, les habitants de ces villes mourant quelques minutes après avoir été exposés. Les cas de ceux-ci incluent Anchorage qui est maintenant rendu inhabitable et Reykjavik en Islande. Il est devenu dangereusement froid dans ces régions au point que la plupart des véhicules à moteur et même des aéronefs tels que les hélicoptères sont incapables de fonctionner à des températures élevées. Bien que nous n'ayons plus d'informations basées sur cet événement de refroidissement soudain qui affecte l'hémisphère nord, nous encourageons tous les résidents non seulement du nord de la France mais de toute la France à commencer à faire des plans et à se préparer au pire. Cela a été une alerte du gouvernement français et de Météo France. Merci de votre attention et de votre attention.
Dies ist ein Notfallalarm für alle Einwohner Deutschlands. Die Deutsche Bundeskatastrophe für Katastrophenhilfe hat vor einer drohenden Abkühlung im Land gewarnt. Bitte beachten Sie diese wichtige Nachricht aufmerksam. Ein Abkühlungsereignis ist ein längerer Zeitraum extrem kalter Temperaturen und erheblicher Eis- und Schneeansammlungen. Ein Abkühlungsereignis kann tiefgreifende Auswirkungen auf das tägliche Leben, die Infrastruktur und die Sicherheit haben. Es ist wichtig, sofort Vorkehrungen zu treffen, um ihr Wohlbefinden zu gewährleisten. Die landwirtschaftlichen Aktivitäten werden stark beeinträchtigt, was zu möglichen Ernteausfällen und Nahrungsmittelknappheit führen kann. Bereiten Sie sich auf Störungen in der Lebensmittelversorgungskette vor. Der Wärmebedarf wird deutlich steigen. Ergreifen Sie die erforderlichen Maßnahmen, um eine ausreichende Heizung sicherzustellen, und erwägen Sie Maßnahmen zur Energieeinsparung. Bereiten Sie sich auf schwierige Reisebedingungen vor, einschließlich vereister Straßen und eingeschränkter Sicht. Stellen Sie sicher, dass Ihr Fahrzeug winterfest ist. Die Instandhaltung der Infrastruktur wird sich auf vorrangige Strecken konzentrieren. Überwachen Sie die Wasserversorgung, da wechselnde Niederschlagsmuster die Verfügbarkeit beeinträchtigen können. Schonen Sie die Wasserressourcen, wo immer es möglich ist. Obwohl nicht bekannt ist, wie lange dieses Ereignis andauern wird, müssen die Bewohner die folgenden Schritte unternehmen, um ihre eigene Sicherheit und die ihrer Umgebung zu gewährleisten. Bleiben Sie über lokale Nachrichtensender, Radiosender und sogar Regierungs- und Meteorologie-Websites auf dem Laufenden, um über die sich entwickelnde Situation auf dem Laufenden zu bleiben. Es ist sehr wahrscheinlich, dass weitere Warnungen im ganzen Land ausgegeben werden, wenn die Bedingungen im Zusammenhang mit der Abkühlung für die breite Öffentlichkeit so unhaltbar werden. Stellen Sie sicher, dass Sie sich mit haltbaren Lebensmitteln eindecken. Empfohlene Artikel können Konserven wie Linsen, Corned Beef, gebackene Bohnen oder Zuckermais in Dosen sein. Andere nicht verderbliche Lebensmittel können getrocknete Lebensmittel wie Nüsse und Getreide, Kartoffelchips, Aufstriche wie Erdnussbutter, Reis, Obst- und Gemüsekonserven und sogar Honig sein. Besorgen Sie sich keine Vorräte an verderblichen Lebensmitteln, da diese innerhalb weniger Wochen verderben, insbesondere wenn es in Ihrer Gegend zu einem Stromausfall kommt. Besorgen Sie sich außerdem ausreichend Wasser in Flaschen für den Fall, dass die Wassersysteme in Ihrer Region ausfallen. Bereiten Sie warme Kleidung, Decken, Taschenlampen und eine Heizquelle vor, um Sie und die Menschen in Ihrer Umgebung warm zu halten. Verlassen Sie sich nicht zu sehr auf Heizquellen wie Heizungen und Klimaanlagen, da es sonst zu Stromausfällen kommen kann. Stellen Sie außerdem sicher, dass Sie ein Erste-Hilfe-Set einpacken, falls jemand, den Sie kennen, verletzt wird. Dies ist eine herausfordernde Zeit für unser Land und erfordert die Zusammenarbeit und Widerstandsfähigkeit aller. Befolgen Sie die offiziellen Anweisungen, unterstützen Sie sich gegenseitig und legen Sie Wert auf Ihre Sicherheit und die Sicherheit Ihrer Mitmenschen. Bleiben Sie auf dem Laufenden über die folgenden Ankündigungen und wir werden das gemeinsam durchstehen. Vielen Dank, dass Sie dieser Notrufsendung Aufmerksamkeit geschenkt haben.
Это экстренная передача, выпущенная Федеральным правительством России в 7 часов 45 минут утра. Ваше внимание имеет для нас первостепенное значение, поскольку вы можете пострадать от серьезных последствий, если не будете слушать следующие приказы. Оставайтесь дома. Ни в коем случае не выходите на улицу. Это связано с падением температуры в северном полушарии до опасно низкого уровня. Из-за этого вы сталкиваетесь с риском замерзнуть насмерть из-за таких температур. Надевайте несколько слоев теплой одежды, находясь внутри, и используйте любые возможные средства, чтобы обеспечить источник тепла для вас и вашей семьи. Если температура становится слишком низкой для вашего тела, чтобы адаптироваться, покиньте свой район проживания и двигайтесь на юг или в ближайший бункер. Не забудьте запастись едой, водой, фонариком, радио и отопительными приборами. В случае отключения электроэнергии вы можете потерять доступ к предметам первой необходимости, таким как отопление, приготовление пищи и горячая вода. Из-за этого риска всем жителям рекомендуется запастись едой и водой и научиться готовить без электричества. Альтернативные способы приготовления пищи включают использование дровяной печи, походной печи на открытом воздухе или даже костра. Тем не менее, все варианты имеют риск воспламенения в районе вашего проживания, поэтому убедитесь, что вы находитесь в безопасном месте для приготовления пищи. Используйте альтернативные источники тепла, которые не работают от электричества, такие как теплые одеяла, камин и печь на пеллетах, если она у вас есть. В настоящее время все средства передвижения будут запрещены, если только не будет объявлено национальное состояние эвакуации. Люди, пойманные за рулем в таких условиях, будут быстро оштрафованы и арестованы за нарушение закона. Эвакуация может быть проведена в северных регионах Российской Федерации в ближайшие недели. Однако не подтверждено, рассматривался ли этот вариант или нет. А пока оставайтесь дома и держите себя и свою семью в тепле, насколько это возможно. Спасибо, что прослушали эту экстренную трансляцию.
Dest as Keen-Test. Dest as eng national-emischen Wun der letzte Bürgerregierung an der Police Grand Ducale. Mir bieten all Avona, die des Sendung gesinn, OPC oppassen für HIR Sicherheit an die ronderem sie garantieren. 34 Minuten wahre Protester an der Stadt Letzeburg a voller Unruhen a Konflikte mit der Police ausgebracht, die am Moment probiert die Situation sie deeskalieren. Et get wird dat dit die protestieren rezent örderen an Instruktion wun der Regierung protestieren, die Davona ugeroden dobannen sie bleiben für heiren eigene Schutz. Et kennen so will wie 7000 Leid sind, die de Moment am Moment protestieren. Wie auch immer, wann die Sachen eskalieren, kennen et fatal Konsequenzen sind. Die mischt wunde Protester sind am Quartier Gare Letzeburg statt. Wann dir an dien Distrikt wohnt, verlost Wunsch bit net für Erd-Igent wühl, außer dir eskortiert wun der Affekot, wann de Gegend sie unsicher get. Wie für die momentan an feindlich Attacke mit der Police engagieren, WEG. Auffallen all Kampf. Et wird die Situation nemmen nach weiter eskalieren a kann domat auffallen dat will leid blessiert oder schwer blessiert gehen. Mir frön ich zreg an wunbereicher, well Temperatur am Moment sie unsicher as für sie bleiben. Wann dir net richtig Kleidung unhüe, kennt dir einer liebensgefährlichen Temperaturen leiden a sogar hypothermisch gehen, wat zu fatale Konsequenze kefeieren. Wann dir gesit dien hypothermisch schenkt, eskortiert sie an den noste Notfallzentrum. Gemeinsam Symptome wun Hypothermie enthalende Lippen gehen, Didderen, Schlüchtwürit, der Schöpfung, den Schüttellen an Gelee verkiet. Mir Hundes Restriktionen herausgehen an Thema für dohem sie bleiben für den ensgen Zweck Sicherheit sie schützen. Dir kennt ganz schlecht gehen. Wann dir sie lang dobause bleibt an et get ugeholt dat an net Männer wei enger woch detze Bürgerland durch gefährliche Drecktemperaturen temporär unbewohnbar gehen. Mir soen dien merci. Die des Sendung no gelauscht dat hun, a mir roden jeder engem dohem sie bleiben, während des Entwicklungssituation eng maneje gehandhabt get, die Verletzungen oder Todesfälle minimiert. Merci für den No-Lauschterin.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed delegates, welcome to this 13th emergency meeting of the United Nations. Today, we gather to address the alarming situation of this dangerous mass cooling event that is currently affecting most of the Northern Hemisphere, including Europe, Russia, Canada, and the United States. This meeting has been convened by the United Nations Security Council. The purpose of this meeting is to assess the severity of the situation, exchange information, and discuss potential international responses. Let US begin.
Thank you. The mass cooling event, most notably in Western Europe, is causing significant disruptions to our infrastructure, agriculture, and daily lives. We are witnessing unprecedented temperature drops and extreme weather patterns. Thousands of our own people are dying in the streets. Northern Scotland is also experiencing snow as deep as 20 meters. The situation demands urgent attention and international cooperation.
We stand in solidarity with our British neighbour. While we are also impacted by this cooling event, we recognize the need for a swift and coordinated response. The consequence of this cooling event could have far-reaching implications for a country, the continent, and beyond.
Our organization has been closely monitoring the situation. The dangerous mass cooling event poses risks to public health, food security, and economic stability. We recommend that immediate assistance be provided to affected countries to address these challenges.
Our latest findings indicate that the mass cooling event in the Northern Hemisphere is likely a result of complex climate dynamics. While natural variability may contribute, human-induced climate change cannot be ruled out. It is crucial that we address the underlying causes and prioritize climate resilience in our response.
We recognize the urgent need for financial support to aid the affected countries and refugees. We propose the establishment of an emergency fund to assist with immediate relief efforts, infrastructure restoration, food supplies, and long-term climate adaptation strategies. We will also help fund the establishment refugee camps within Western Europe.
Thank you. We now engage in a discussion on potential solutions for your initial statements. What measures can we take to support the affected countries and mitigate the impacts of this dangerous mass cooling event?
We suggest the formation of a task force comprising international experts, policymakers, and stakeholders. This task force could facilitate information sharing, coordinate response efforts, and identify priority areas for immediate assistance.
As a representative of the United States, we believe that in addition to financial aid, we should also prioritize technology transfer and capacity building in affected countries. Sharing best practices and expertise can help them adapt to the changing climate patterns and build resilience against similar events in the future.
Thank you for your valuable contributions. Based on the discussions, we will draft a resolution outlining the agreed-upon measures and action points. We urge all member states to support this resolution and collaborate in our spirit of solidarity and cost-effective operation.
Þetta er landsbundin neyðaviðvörun sem gefin var út af íslenskum stjórnvöldum klukkan 17 mínútur yfir 2:25. Nóvember 2028. Við krefjumst tafarlausrar athygli þinnar þar sem þú munt standa frammi fyrir vissum og yfirvofandi dauða ef þú fylgir ekki frekari fyrirmælum sem gefnar eru í þessari útsendingu. Öll kapalsjónvarsnet, tæki og útvarpstöðvar hafa verið lokaðar til að senda út þessa neyðaviðvörun. Þetta er ekki próf. Í kjölfar fyrir viðvörunar sem gefin var út þann 12. Nóvember 2028 eru aðstæður víða land farið að versna. Frá og með 11 í morgun er hitastig skráð allt niður í -110 gráður á Celsius til alltaf -130 gráður á Celsius og slær hættulega lágmet. Þú munt ekki lifa af langvarandi útsetningu fyrir þessum hita í meira en 1 klukkustund. Þess vegna verður lýst yfir rýmingarástandi á flestum svæðum á Íslandi sem eru 30 kílómetrar inn í landið. Í þessu tilviki er heimilt að nota ökutæki til að aka til nærliggjandi hafna og hafna. Skutlur verða notaðar til að flytja fólk í átt að bátum. Hins vegar getur verið mjög erfitt að keyra undir svo mikilli snjókomu og hálku. Bátum og öðrum slíkum siglingaskipum verður komið fyrir í öllum höfnum Íslands nema í norðurhöfnum þar sem fregnir hafa borist af því að vatnið í kringum þær hafnir hafi verið algjörlega frosið vegna þess að rýming með bátum sé ómöguleg. Fyrir íbúa sem nú búa suður, þú átt að fara í næstu höfn sem þú getur. Þaðan mun bátur, annað hvort af íslenskum stjórnvöldum eða S-þotn, flytja þig yfir Noregshav til annað hvort Írlands eða Bretlands. Þaðan verða flóttamannahvarf stofnuð svipuð og í Suður-Frakklandi. Þú munt sem stendur hafa að hámarki 8 klukkustundir til að rýma áður en rýmingar með aðstoð stjórnvalda hætta. Ef þú hefur ekki rýmt eyjuna eftir það verða líkurnar þínar á að lifa af mjög litlar varðandi kæliviðburðin. Allar flutningsaðferðir verða ókeypis og aðeins er hægt að taka 1 tösku á mann. Þú getur komið með þitt eigið gæludýr ef þú vilt svo framarlega sem það veldur ekki ónæði eða ógnar öryggi annara. Flugferðir eru bannaðar þar sem ísinn mun frjósa hreyflana eða byggja upp þyngd á vængjunum sem getur valdið því að flugvélin hrappi. Fyrir íbúa á Norðurlandi hvetjum við ykkur til að keyra til Suðurlands þar sem líklegt er að þar verði skip sem flytja ykkur. Ef þú getur ekki rýmt innan 8 klukkustunda og ert fastur eins og verður þú að gera eftirfarandi skref til að lifa af þar til hitastig lækkar. Haltu þig innandyra og helst á láglendu svæði eins og glompu eða kjallara. Jörðin í kringum svæðið mun einangra og vernda þig fyrir kuldanum. Gakktu úr skugga að einangra hvaða byggingu sem þú ert inni í. Þetta gæti falið í sér notkun á því að búa til bráðabirgðahindrun eða innsigla hvaða svæði sem þú ert í byggingunni sem verða fyrir kulda. Varðveittu líkamshitann. Gakktu úr skugga að hylja höfuð, hendur og fætur þar sem þau eru viðkvæm fyrir hitatapi og klæðist eins mörgum lögum af hlýjum fatnaði og þú getur. Ef það er annað fólk í kringum þig gætiru viljað kúra við það ef mögulegt er svo hægt sé að deila líkamshitanum. Lifðu á dósamat og vatni í bili þar til hjálp berst. Líklegt er að hjálp kunni að berast 10 dögum eftir að rýmingunum líkur til að leita að eftirlifendum eða þeim sem gætu verið skildir eftir á eyjunni. Þetta hefur verið neyðarútsending sem gefin hefur verið út af íslenskum stjórnvöldum. Vinsamlegast fylgdu leiðbeiningunum sem gefnar eru til að tryggja að þú lifir af og þeir sem eru í kringum þig. Takk fyrir að hlusta.
Dit is geen test. Dit is een officieel noodalarm uitgegeven door de federale overheid van België. We hebben uw dringende aandacht nodig. Nog niet zo lang geleden beleefde het land IJsland een enorme temperatuurdaling van meer dan -90°C, wat de dood van meer dan 342.000 mensen heeft veroorzaakt. Deze temperaturen gaan nu snel naar het zuiden richting het Verenigd Koninkrijk, Canada en het grootste deel van West-Europa. Deskundigen hebben gewaarschuwd dat als iemand wordt blootgesteld aan zulke lage temperaturen, hij een zekere en dreigende dood tegemoet gaat. Daarom wordt de nationale noodtoestand uitgeroepen. Alle bewoners moeten hun huizen verlaten en begeven zich naar het dichtstbijzijnde openbare asiel. Hittebestendige vliegtuigen en evacuaties op de grond zullen de burgers van het zuiden van België helpen evacueren. U krijgt een land naar keuze waar u naartoe wilt verhuizen. We hebben dit evacuatiebevel uitgevaardigd omdat nieuw onderzoek heeft uitgewezen dat binnen een week heel België niet langer een veilige plek is om te wonen. U zult doodvriezen als u voorlopig binnen een week in het land blijft, aangezien de temperatuur naar verwachting zal dalen tot een dieptepunt van -100°C. Zorg ervoor dat u tijdens deze evacuaties voldoende voedsel, water, ski-uitrusting als u die heeft, een zaklamp, een radio op batterijen en een EHBO-doos inpakt. Zorg er bij het verlaten van je huis voor dat je jezelf in zoveel mogelijk lagen wikkelt en hou handen, voeten en hoofd geïsoleerd. Gecontroleerde stroomuitval kan optreden, aangezien stroomuitval op actieve hoogspanningslijnen als gevolg van sneeuw een risico op brand kan veroorzaken. Zorg ervoor dat u een alternatieve warmtebron inpakt, zoals een deken of een generator. Als je je eigen middelen hebt om naar het zuiden te ontsnappen, doe dat dan alsjeblieft. Er zullen meer updates komen over deze ongekende en moeilijke tijd. Blijf op de hoogte en waakzaam voor verdere updates. Aangezien lokale functionarissen u zullen helpen om u naar aangewezen evacuatiegebieden te leiden als u niet in staat bent om op uw eigen voorwaarden te evacueren. Dit was een belangrijke uitzending van de federale regering van België. Blijf warm en blijf op de hoogte.
This is a special Euronews report. Many countries today have declared a state of emergency after temperatures have plummeted below -90°C in some areas. Countries such as Iceland, Norway, Russia, Sweden, the United Kingdom, and Canada have already evacuated most of their residents to other countries as those countries are declared as uninhabitable. Local experts predict that we may be experiencing a second ice age and that temperatures within the area could possibly last as long as 10 years. We are also getting reports that there could be as many as 350,500 people who have frozen to death in Iceland and another 20 million in Canada as well. Refugees from Iceland have criticized the government for making means of evacuation too difficult for the people of the island, which have resulted in their deaths. However, as far as we know, Iceland is no longer a habitable place and any survivors who are currently there will not have much time left before they freeze to death. Evacuations have also begun in northern England around Scotland and also within Ireland. Cars have failed to operate as well as most machinery. Wait, hang on.
This is not a test. This is an emergency broadcast from the European Union Emergency Alert System. This broadcast is being played to every country and nation within the European Union at 11:25 a.m. Central European Standard Time. This alert will be played in multiple languages including French, German, English, Russian, Italian, and Spanish. You are currently listening to the English version of this broadcast. A severe weather event is currently affecting the European continent. Extremely cold temperatures have been reported, reaching daily levels lower than -90°C. This is an unprecedented and life-threatening situation.
Please pay close attention to the following information. All residents of the European Union are advised to take immediate precautions to ensure their safety and well-being. The extreme cold poses significant risks to human life and infrastructure. Please remain calm and follow the instructions provided by local authorities. A state of evacuation will take place for the following countries: Ireland, France, Spain, Portugal, Belgium, Luxembourg, Germany, Denmark, Norway, Sweden, Switzerland, Austria, Italy, Czechia, Poland, Slovakia, Hungary, Croatia, Serbia, Greece, Bulgaria, Slovenia, Romania, the Netherlands, Moldova, the Baltic States, Lithuania, Latvia, Estonia, and Finland. If your country has been listed, your government has issued a national evacuation notice. Military aircraft provided from the United Nations will be used for evacuations for countries that are inland such as France, Switzerland, Belgium, Germany, and Poland. As well as that, public trains will be free and available from most nations that will transport residents as far south as possible. People who are more vulnerable such as elderly people, young children, and people with disabilities will be evacuated first with special assistance from the governments of the countries that they are in. They will be the first priority. The nations of Cyprus, Morocco, Turkey, Egypt, and Israel have offered sanctuary for European refugees who are attempting to evacuate. Refugee camps will be established as well as public shelters within those nations. You will be able to remain there until it is safe to return back to your homes. It is estimated that it may take more than 5 to 10 years for the temperatures to return to normal and safe temperatures as we are going through what experts are calling a second ice age. It is clear that the human body cannot withstand temperatures as extreme as this, and we are seeing more than 70 million deaths across the European continent so far. This ice age will have devastating effects on European agriculture such as farmlands and livestock. The plants will not be able to adapt to the extreme temperatures and livestock will most likely die. As a result of this, a global famine may ensue because of this, which may lead to the deaths of more than 1 billion people worldwide. As well as that, a severe economic crash will most certainly happen, causing one of the biggest stock market depressions in recorded history. We advise everyone to take this broadcast very seriously. You may suffer fatal consequences if you choose to remain. While we are not forcing people against their will to evacuate from the current areas of residence, we do strongly encourage people to heed this warning and to follow all instructions that have been given to you. While this may have been repeated through similar alerts that have been issued by your local governments, we will mention this again. Pack enough food and water to last you for a week. Make sure to also pack a battery-powered flashlight, a battery-powered radio, a first aid kit, multiple layers of clothes that you can provide for your family, passports, and identification papers that you can identify yourself and your families with, and a source of heat. We advise people to stay informed on this developing situation, as there will most likely be further broadcasts and updates regarding this situation. Most news channels and radio stations will provide updates regarding this event. If you encounter someone in distress or if they need assistance during the evacuation, alert emergency personnel or designated authorities immediately. Together, we can ensure the safety and well-being of all individuals affected by this crisis. This concludes the emergency broadcast from the European Union Emergency Alert System regarding evacuations. Please stand by for further updates. Thank you.
This is an emergency broadcast issued by the United States Department of Meteorology and the United States government at 8:25 a.m. on the 28th of November 2028. This message has been transmitted to all areas, counties, states, and regions of the United States of America, as it is important for everyone to receive this message. Over the last 17 days, an unprecedented and catastrophic event has affected the Northern Hemisphere. Temperatures around Western Europe, Canada, Greenland, and Russia have dropped to record-breaking lows, with some being even as low as -110 degrees Celsius, which is rendered as uninhabitable. Scientists have dubbed this event as a second ice age, and that it is an event that only happens every 100,000 years. We regret to inform the citizens of the United States of America that this climactic event will affect the United States as well. All cities and states that are north of the state of California will begin to experience a sudden drop in temperature. States that will be affected by this climactic event include Alaska, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Illinois, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, and Rhode Island. If you reside within any of the states that have been listed, you must move as south as you can immediately. Residents are able to evacuate by car, bus, or train. However, commercial flights within the states affected will be temporarily grounded because of the threat of ice on the wings and the temperature, which may damage the engines. When evacuating, make sure to bring essential items such as food, water, and passports that you can identify yourself with. These items may come in handy during the evacuation process. As well as that, pack a flare gun in case you become stuck or are lost. Remain on specific evacuation routes when evacuating. Do not go off trail, as you may not find your way back again. Government personnel may escort citizens who are unable to evacuate on their own means. Remain vigilant of those around you and help people who may be in distress. Lakes, rivers, and streams will not be crossable, nor will they be swimmable. If you encounter a large body of water that appears to be frozen over, do not cross over it, as you may fall into the water and drown. Temporary shelters for evacuees will be established in the states of California, Utah, Nevada, Colorado, Missouri, Kansas, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, West Virginia, Virginia, Maryland, Delaware, and Oklahoma. These shelters will provide necessary recourses for residents to live on for the next couple of months to years, including food and water. We understand that this climactic event will take a heavy toll on the global economy and that many residents may be left in a financially difficult situation. As well as that, many businesses will fail as a result of this event. If this event lasts for more than 6 months, the U.S. government will compensate each resident who has evacuated a total of $10,000 each in order to find a new and affordable place to live. Residents who have family and friends in other places of the world are also able to leave the country to reside with them. In the meantime, evacuate now while you still can, and we will get you to safety. This has been an emergency broadcast from the United States government. Take care, good luck, and may God bless our fair nation.